Thank you for joining me today. My name is Sarah and we will be discussing mindful design. We will be talking about CARP or CRAP and minimalistic designs. When looking at these two objects on the screen, you may think that they have nothing in common with each other. However, the text that you use may bring these two objects together. Is it CRAP or CARP? The principles are the same regardless of how you align the letters. Just remember that the CRAP, which is contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity, these are the principles of visual design. Contrast helps to create a focal point for a page. Use it to make your training visually appealing. Repetition of specific design elements throughout the training make it look polished and cohesive. Alignment involves placing text and graphics on the page so that they feel connected in the learner's mind. Proximity on the screen provides cues to the learner about whether or not items relate to each other. Contrasting colors for the background, you'll see I've chosen a blue and yellow for my border and a white background. This makes the presentation clean and also allows me to use a lot of images. Aligning text and graphics so they feel connected. Repeating the same background on each slide so the presentation is cohesive, and the proximity of topics keeps the discussion fluid, so just keeping in mind where your text is placed in regards to where your graphics are placed. Go with a white background for a minimalistic yet rather clean design. While this may sound simple, it's a tried and true best practice. This will come in handy when selecting graphics that already have a white background. In addition, it's easier to use a white background than to select a desired graphic and make it transparent. If you're going to attempt the latter, make sure you have Photoshop or another photo editing tool and you have the skills to do so. You see I've chosen a black background and I've imported some images that have white outlines. While this is very stark and it does stand out, it may be very hard to read for some users. It also may be very hard for some people to actually pay attention to the slide as well. Keep your editing and formatting simple, again using a white background, and images with a transparent and white background are easily incorporated. As you can see, the image that I used had a transparent background, which is why I was able to bring that in, and then you'll see it overlaps the top of the border without any of that white chunk around it. Key principles will be following the CARP or CRAP principles that will lead to a well-developed, concise presentation. A minimalistic design keeps the focus on the presenter and the content being presented. Simple but mindful designs will lead to polished presentations. It's a little quote by me. If you're looking for additional inspiration, check out the eGuild. They have a lot of resources for e-learning and designers. They have 131 tips, graphics, and animations for e-learning, as well as 233 tips for graphics and visual design. I've also included a link to a monster article which discusses PowerPoint hacks and tricks. You can also use peers and coworkers. So if you are working with a coworker and they have a presentation and you're reviewing it and you see that there are some items that you really like or maybe some items that you would stay away from, make sure you're keeping that in mind when you're creating your next presentation. And then also using your surroundings, whether you're at home or you're traveling, you may see something that you like and want to incorporate into your presentation. Thank you for your time today. I hope you learned a little bit more about mindful design and keeping a clean and professional space.